They do.
I saw
You
Spirit
can
of.
say it,
I
don't
saw
worry.
I saw an event called Spirit of Hip Hop.
Yeah.
That's for hip hop heads, and I thought
It will be packed.
iphatha amanika,
Yeah.
awegqula amanika.
I-
You get there and
yeah.
it's and amanika alele endlini.
Exactly. We are with you
We
in
brought
spirit.
Maglera, guys. Maglera,
Yeah.
guys.
No,
The one way that we can actually change this thing, in my perspective, my G, the mentality.
if, for example, the event organizer, right, House on Fire, is looking at that, to them, they're like, let's get Loiso again next year. And whatever Loiso is going to say, let's pay him.
People something, yeah, man, this is Teabag. And yeah, man, thanks for listening. This has been basically promo podcast for Cup of Tea. So I'm going to hit you with a little something in case you don't know how I sound, on the streamers and all that. So, okay, let me get some. Oh, okay. German literature, how do I say these? Dreams of a Mercedes is all that kept me coming like crack back in the 80s. Shout out to crack babies, black shapes, crooked smile, thug style, juveniles, black slim shadies. I was 20 plus years and I felt stuck. Quicksand coupled with gravities where I came up. SD's finest, I ain't bragging. Nobody give a where you are or what happened. I was sitting in the mirror lately just laughing, thinking how I went from a goat to a has-been.
No, let me drop the mic. My job is done. Welcome to the next thing that's going to blow up. Today, I have got 4 blowing up individuals. I'm just going to let them introduce themselves before I start lying here. Brother man, over to you. You can just introduce who you are with, and then we get right into the podcast.
All right. What's up, everybody? I go by the name Teabag as an author. And with me here is my lovely crew, Favor, Beezae, and Swiss. Basically, these are the people that have been contributing to the EP, Cup of Tea, that I know you've been waiting for a very long time. So, thank you.
It is the fire thing that is dropped in the kingdom. If you haven't listened to it, please. We're going to link it in the description below so that you go and have a cup of tea, Yeah, why the cup of tea, really? I know there's tea bag, cup of tea. Where is it coming from?
To be honest with you, there's no direct link or there's no direct bearing on the name and the title of the EP.
Okay.
But then, I go by Teabag. So it was just a poetic thought to name my EP Cup of Tea, which is more like a piece of me. Since I go by Teabag as an author. So a Cup of Tea was like my debut project that was putting out so people would have a listen and know what I'm basically about.
Alright, that's fine. And then we have got Favor. Favor, is it stage name, real name?
So Favored is my name that I was given when I was born.
Alright.
And I go by Fifi. Fifi.
Fifi. Do you know
Yeah.
Fifi Dop?
No, but I know Fifi Cooper.
Wait, Fifi Dop? Is this Fifi? Nah, Fifi Dop Russell. She's the EBIS. You gotta check it out. Yeah, exactly. You need to check it out. Oh, that's cool. And then Beezae. What's good, Beezae?
Hey.
Where's Beezae coming from?
Hi everybody, Beezae is in China FaceTime.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
am actually Honeybee Bay Queen Beezae.
I see you. I see you.
So anything creative, you'll find me here and there. So right now, here I am doing vocal for hip hop. First time ever.
First time?
I've always been in a house space, Afro house.
Interesting.
So it's my first time in hip hop place.
Yeah, I remember you had the house project that you did, and then I thought you were actually like poet
I'm
only.
a poet, so it's different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Multi-talented.
The multi-talented
Good
Beezae.
people, you gotta check out Beezae's TED talk.
Oh, yeah.
That was fire. It actually really performed very well. I don't know if you have noticed.
I'm shocked that we're at 800 views now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
people are
It's blowing up. You're blowing up. And then we got Mr. Swiss over there. Mr. Swiss. Mr. Swiss from Switzerland, is it?
I'm Mr. Swiss from Guardian Park.
Oh, from whatever. Kasha, they look good.
Exactly.
By G.
What's up, everybody? I go by the name Swiss, aka Buddha number 1 from Ekaslam, aka that boy. And yeah, man.
Why Buddha number 1? Like, are you like, you know, the Buddha, like Buddha?
Yes, I've become very spiritual.
That's fire. Oh, you become very spiritual.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like, I'm trying to tap in. I'm trying to tap into the higher powers, bro.
No, that's fine. It's actually, you know, I've been noticing. I think it's the time you're in. A lot of people are getting, you know, into their spiritual side.
Yeah,
Which is, which is
I
fine.
genuinely feel like the world we live in right now is really stuck in like a lost phase. So the whole Buddha number 1 aspect for me was like just me trying to find myself, bro, and trying to see where I fit in within this lost society, you know what I mean? So I gained my identity by actually just being like, you know what, let me embrace something that not everyone else is, you know? People are stuck on their phones and everything.
Yeah.
You know? Me, I want to play.
That's fine. That's fine, man.
Yeah,
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. Anyway, going back to the EP, what really inspired the EP? I know A Cup of Tea is part of you, but why did you pen it down? And with all the 4 people, why did you select them to be on the EP?
Well, basically, these people sitting beside me right now are not the entirety of the pictures in the EP.
All right.
So there's other peeps that couldn't make it, of course, for space and other.
Yeah, we were struggling with that.
But coming back to your question, what inspired the EP? Far back enough, know that, you know, I've been dabbling in music and writing and a whole lot of stuff. I mean, among these, Sunny knows better. I call him Sunny, but it's Swiss.
Yeah.
That's what we usually call him. I call him Sunny because that's what I've been calling him for like, what, 16 years now?
Oh, you come
way
back.
So
You
we
come
go far back.
way back.
So it all started, you know how it goes. It all started, small time, battle raps in class, writing stuff and battling and all that. So the love for rap, really dates back, like far back than that. Everyone has a background of hip hop and if they in love with the music and all that. But how it started for us was we started off, playfully. It wasn't really about, we really wanted to do rap, none of that.
Yeah, wanna blow up.
Yeah. And then, for the love of the game, for the love of the culture, and for the love of the music, it dawned upon me along the way that, nah man, I've been, doing a whole lot of, low-key stuff, writing up stuff, and a lot of people know me to rap. So why not? Because, I write, professionally, so it's kind of related, the correlation between music and whatever that is written down. Because, if it's a movie script, if it's whatever it is, it needs to be written down. So it goes together. It was easy for me to switch into music from poetry, from narrative literature, from all the stuff that I write. So what basically inspired the EP is the whole of my journey and the whole writing thing. So the EP was a kind of different way of expressing myself. You understand? I write a lot of prose and formal stuff. So the EP was expressing myself free and
the way you're expressing your hair.
I don't know about that, but yeah, free spirit, bottom line. So yeah, what inspired the EP is basically my history with writing.
Alright.
Despite the naming and everything like that. So yeah, the guys that are on the EP, I met Favor, I bumped into Favor actually in Manzini. She's a Manzini girl, I'm from Manzini too.
Okay.
So I bumped into her into some studio, a photo studio. She was taking shots and all that, I kind of vibed with her set and all that. I asked her her name and what she was about, and then we started vibing like that. I took her numbers, and then after that we just made a song.
Oh, that's fire.
So yeah,
that's fire.
the song that we made with Favor is Cup of Tea. Swiss is on it. B is not on that one, but she's the most featured in the EP. Yeah, she's in the whole others, but not this one. So yeah, me and Favor basically met like what, 2 years ago, was it, Favor?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago. So yeah, she kind of had stuff in common with me. Her dad is a writer as well, and he was interested. I write, by the way, so I'm on a logo. So it's nearing completion. So he wanted to see my manuscripts back in the day, So because of work and all that, we never met. So we kind of got close with Favor. So the whole relationship stems from the whole vibes of art, writing. So yeah, we made a song with Favor about, what was it? I don't recall exactly when we made it. I think it was a year or two ago, around about the same time we met. So yeah, that's how I met Favor. And then Beezae, oh, you gotta hear this.
What happened?
Hey. All right, so I have a friend. Back in the day, I used to teach horse riding at Njabulweni School back in Miss Thompson's day, Catherine Thompson. She's retired now. So while I was teaching horse riding there was a teacher, Ms. Melanson, who had a son, Miguel Suarez. So Miguel would come over to school to check on her mom. And while he was there, he'd love to come over and groom the horses, rub them around and for a ride, for a spin, stuff like that. So he's into music. He plays guitar and all that. I'd go over to Miguel's. We met and we vibed like that. I'd go over to Miguel's for recording sessions. Miss Melanson have us over on weekends and stuff like that. So Miguel was more of a musical friend.
All right, I see.
And then time went on and we kind of split with Miguel. But then Miguel, I don't know where it was. She can narrate better. I think it was an event or something around town in Manzini. And then when he met B, he came back to me like, yo, you gotta hear this girl. She can hear notes. I'm like, what? For days, because I've been waiting to him for so long about someone who can help me out with the whole vocal thing. Since I got the rap, on lock. I need someone to make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? So and that's how he recommended B. And then we lost touch with Miguel, and then I had the number for some time in my phone. So like a couple months. Like putting it to no use whatsoever, and then one day I just called her up. I was like, hey, I got your number from Miguel, and he said, you can hit a note. I can show you what I do. And we hadn't met then, like physically, for a long time, for about a year or two, like with no physical interaction whatsoever, only digital stuff. It's all we depended on. We'd exchange vocals and all that. And then finally we met and arranged for studio time. That's where the whole vibes and the whole features that came up in the EP involving B came about. And then Swiss. Oh, dang. I need more time for this, but I'll cut to the chase. I'll cut to the chase. Me and Sanele, as I call him, we go a long way back. We go, school days back.
I feel.
Yeah, type of thing. So it's always been good to me, and it's deeper for him because I know a lot of people that he knows too. So what basically happened with me and Sanele is we were just cool since school, always vibing, always boys, always brothers. And the whole brotherhood thing lasted this long until, we met outside and we're like, yo, since, we still love this and we got the passion for it, why not, put it out? Because, there's a lot of discouragement going on locally. I believe there's a lot of artists out there, like super talented peeps, but, they just discouraged by the whole, music and whole business scene in the country. But that shouldn't be, what can I say, a bummer, for lack of a better term. That shouldn't be a bummer. Believe in who you are, believe in what you want, go for it, go big or go home. So a little bit of advice to the local peeps could be that. And then, pretty much about the guys. I think you've got enough.
Interesting way you guys have met. I think I met Swiss. I don't remember. It's been way back. And then Beto, TEDx, Favor's first time meeting. But what I want to hear is their perspective on the EP. Like, what do you guys think, especially the tracks that you are on, and also the response that you have been getting on the EP that you are particularly on. So we can start with Favor and then going all the way.
Okay, so the song that I am featuring on is Cup of Tea. And
Cup of Tea is the title of the whole EP, and that's the one
Yes. And
you
the
are the main
song
girl.
is like the essence.
I see you.
Yeah. So to me, this EP, in as much as I did not get to hear much of the other songs, but it meant a lot, especially when Teabag started explaining to me how important it is to him. I felt really honored to be a part of it, to be a part of his story. As someone that writes and someone that also loves art, because I've been writing music since I was a kid, I really felt like, wow, this is an honor to be part of this, because from a poetic point of view, it really means a lot, you know. So Cup of Tea was really everything. To me, it's like the essence of the whole album. So being a part of it as a vocalist, it was really a masterpiece. I won't lie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Earlier on, you said your voice sounds very deep in winter. Do you got that vibe when you're singing?
Actually, when I do sing, I
Uh-huh.
can switch it up a notch or two.
I see.
So I'm full of surprises. Yeah.
That's really good. And then Beezae, the most featured.
Imagine. Imagine.
Yeah, the blowing up Beezae.
Hey, hey. For me, it's a lot of feelings, really. First of all, because of how me and Teabag met. Like
I
when
see.
I met Miguel once.
All right.
That's the thing. I met him once, never saw him again. Never
Ah.
got to speak to him again.
So you sang for him when you met him and you blew the guy up that you went and be like,
it was even a fashion show. We met at a fashion show. He was modeling, and I was
Oh.
there observing.
I see.
So when randomly some guy comes and says, "Hey, I got your number from Miguel," I'm like, "Miguel
Who's
is
Miguel?
Miguel is out here giving people my numbers, you know." Swazi Mobile made me pay for this number, 15 emalangeni, and he's giving it for free. So yeah, the process, the way it took so long. It took so long just to record.
Yeah.
Dropping is a story on its own. Just to record took so long.
I
So
feel.
I've been very anxious, mostly because I'm known for my poetry. I feel like in the poetry space, I've really made a name for myself. And I've now decided to tap into the music side of things and, you know, do music. I've done a few features and obviously my debut single that came out a while back. So the fact that I'm still trying to cement myself in that space as a vocalist, as a singer, and now there's this completely different projects coming out with my name on it, and it's not what I'm usually doing.
Yeah, it's a
like
whole.
hip hop is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very anxious about that. But when I heard it, I was really proud of myself. Like, what can't you do, Beezae? I was
That's
really
fire.
I was super proud of myself. I listened to the whole project. I'm one of the lucky ones who listen to everything and listen. I really feel like it's so cool. I
That's
really feel
dope.
like it's so cool. It's amazing how I think I'm on 3 songs, but my favorite one is just Teabag and Swiss.
Ah.
My favorite
see.
one has nothing to do with me, cause but I mean, come on, I think when you listen to it, you're really gonna understand why. It's just everything in that project is amazing. Everyone
the
really just
cover,
did a-
you were on a.
Oh
hosting.
yes, I'm on the cover.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh,
That's a fire pick.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
a fire
Thank
pick,
you.
yeah.
A friend of mine actually did that shoot. Mr. Mvezi.
Alright.
I mean, he does shoots. I think he also does like renting out of what do you call this thing? Renting traditional attires and stuff. So I just called him. Was like, yo, we have something going on, and you and I have done a few shoots because we randomly do shoots here and there. So you and I have done a few shoots. Can you come through? And he was the nicest. He came through and he took the nicest shots.
Oh yeah, that's a
Like,
dope pick.
yeah, it's
No,
so
that's
cool.
fire.
So
Anyway,
cool.
Sanele.
Swiss.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to transition. Yeah. Oh, you said it.
My boy gave out the government name.
Yeah. People didn't know that your son all this while they're like Swiss Buddha number one.
Exactly,
Now he just comes all
bro.
over and be like,
Now it's everyone's just gonna
Sanele.
be like, yo, Sanele. Nah,
Yes, yeah.
my dog. Where would I start, bro? Cause like, for me, there was a time we sat with Teabag a while ago before he even started the project. We were just chilling, chopping it up, and we were talking about the music and everything. And when he came up with this idea, we both literally chilled and we were like, said, dog, this is like a full circle moment from writing raps in maths class, etc., to us actually putting our math on record, dog. You know what I mean? So that was just like a full circle moment. And the first song he pitched to me was Cup of Tea, the one that Favor's on, bro. And when he pitched that one to me, bro, I don't know. I first got a bit anxious, like Beezae said, dog, because it's, for me, when I work with someone or when I'm going to collaborate with someone, I want to make sure that that person's work is as amazing as I would want my own work to be. You know what I mean? So I genuinely felt a bit perplexed when he came through with the request, but at the same time, I was like, nah, my chi, we can handle. So we went to the studio, bro, and it was a lovely moment, dog. Like we handled. So I'm like on Cup of Tea and I'm on Code Red, right? Yeah, Code Red is with Size Killer. Yeah, bro, like my chi. If you want to hear raps, if you want to hear bars.
I was listening to a couple of them, like it's fire. Like I'm genuinely worried though that the market won't be able to cause it's like proper rap, and I'm worried, like, do we have people who do proper rap?
There's so many people who consume rap, bro. There's so many people who consume rap, bro. The thing is, they won't be as vocal now because you know how everyone is always on some like hip hop is dying stuff. So the belief is dwindling, bro. It's like literally becoming smaller and smaller. So I feel like for us to actually do something like this, the real hip hop heads are gonna love it, bro. And
the real hip hop fans are gonna have like
they're gonna have the best time, bro, because like we put our all into that, bro. And this is my brother, like he was saying, dog, we've known each other for more than 16 years. So I had to come correct. I had to come correct, dog, and make sure that we do the thing the way it's supposed to be, bro. Yeah, man.
Exactly, that's right.
Yeah, man.
But then there's the Afrobeat track. Is it? Like it's got some Afro dancehall beat vibe. Like I was vibing to that, and I'm like,
Yeah. There's a little bit of some Afro vibes there. Song title is Revolution.
okay,
I have on it my Nigerian brother, Raz Ike.
all right.
So yeah, that one is more, me in the Black Panther side.
Yeah, the Wakanda vibe.
Yeah, because I got a flip side, man. I'm liberal minded, so of course I've got opinions of my own. I mean, no disrespect to everyone else who has their own as well. But that song Revolution is basically about Africa rising up, Africa raising awareness of who we are, what we stand for, and what's been taken from us, and what should be clawed back. Basically, that's what it means. So Revolution is more political, unlike the other, jumpy, groovy vibes. Revolution is more of a political interest song.
All right.
Yeah, man.
But you can still vibe to it, like for days.
Of course. I mean, you don't need to listen to the words. It's just the whole vibe.
It's the whole vibe.
Yeah, but you try to, bring it all together. The message and the pleasure of it.
All right. So there is the first one to drop was the Road to Damascus, right?
Yeah, Road to Damascus.
Road to Damascus, like the Bible Damascus. Like who was going to Damascus?
Yes, the allegory is actually, derived from the story in the Bible.
All right.
That's the biblical tale, but it's quite different how I translate it or how it relates to me.
All right.
Should I run you guys by the story?
Yeah.
Road of Damascus? All right. Let me get my Bible school right. My dad's a priest, by the way, so I'm not supposed to let him down right now. So yeah, in the whole Bible story where Saul sets out to Damascus. Basically, he has a change of heart.
Exactly.
Actually, God calls him out, like you need to change from your hateful ways, and then he transforms or metamorphosizes from whoever he was into Paul. So I learned something from that tale. What I learned from that is in every game, in the music game, and whatever it is, and whatever that you're doing in life, you need to understand that at first how you look at it, from outside looking in, is very different from when you're inside it looking out. So the game changes you, is what I'm trying to say in Road to Damascus. If you listen to the words carefully, there's a little bit of a skit in the beginning, a Bob Marley skit, that I love so very much and hold dear to my heart. He's talking about money and what it is to him versus life, which is what he values over money. So I believe he didn't start off like that, but something changed him along the way. That's why I say the game changes you. So Road to Damascus is more allowing people to change for the better, to view things into perspective and basically change with the times. That's what success is about. So Road to Damascus to me is about change.
Interesting.
So not really that me and B were traveling to Damascus. No. No. But yeah, the whole depictions in the picture probably suggest that it's a classical shoot. You'd probably think we've been to Damascus.
Yeah, I thought it's mine. I thought it's mine. Like maybe we are about to go to Damascus. Yeah.
No.
Anyway, then there is the second one you dropped, because I think there's 3 that you've dropped so far.
Yeah. The second one was Ready. I did with Sway quite a long time ago. So Ready is self-explanatory. I mean, ready is ready.
Yeah,
it means
we
I'm
ready. Yeah, we're ready
I
to
was
blow
ready. I was ready for the music
Yeah.
when I wrote that song. Actually, Ready was my first ever recorded song.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's been a while ago. It's been in the shelves, and I just dusted it off and brought it back into the production because it's basically the essence of everything. When I said I was ready for this, it's when I hit up Favor, I hit up B, I hit up Swiss. So Ready basically entangles and ties up everything in a bow. So basically, Ready meant that I was ready for the music and the whole game.
And then the third.
The third, I cannot recall them chronologically, but the third I think is supposed to be Cup of Tea.
The one that you dropped.
No, the third that I dropped is Images in the Rearview.
Okay.
I think it dropped this morning.
Alright.
I got an email this morning. Yeah, it just dropped. So go get it. Spotify. You get the links and where you're supposed to get them. But so 3 songs of the whole 8 are out now, just to whip up the hype and let everyone know what's coming. And then
So we gotta release this
when
like
we
ASAP.
dropping the actual project, the whole 8 tracks. Yeah, so it's a little secret right now, but it's an avalanche release, so you can expect it
Why
anytime.
should it be a secret? People should be waiting. You know what they do, like with Apple products?
Yeah.
When it drops, everyone knows it's dropping on this day.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on Dr. Dre's Detox. You
Alright.
know. He's giving us a little some, but we waiting on that since 2001, man. Shit. Oh, pardon my language. Pardon my language.
Nah, it's so good, yeah.
So I mean, good things comes to those who wait. I promise you the good-ish. So just sit back and wait.
That's good. How's been the reception though on the 3rd?
Oh, so far it's been great, man. Physically, digitally, and otherwise. I've been getting the love since, man. I mean, people were hounding me to put it out. So obviously, I was expecting a positive vibe, a positive reaction, and so far, I'm happy about that.
All right. There's a more there's a topic that I'm really interested in personally is the business side of the whole thing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you wanna eat, right? Like we all wanna eat.
Yeah, we all try.
So there's different ways. You can get signed, independent, whatever, and there's a whole issue of how the market is small and all those conversations. Now, with your experience right now with the EP, what would you say the industry is at?
The industry is what, sorry?
The music industry.
Where it's at right now.
Exactly.
Oh, in Swaziland.
Exactly.
Well, in Swaziland, I've always viewed this lovely kingdom is a place of potential.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Swaziland has so much potential of many things, not only music, not only what have you, but I believe it's a place of potential, but only because potential comes with implementation and it comes with a whole lot of factors. It doesn't work alone. So unfortunately, what I think this country is going through right now is that it's like a diamond in the rough type. We need to cultivate this. We need to put it out there. We need to get it to its best potential and basically polish it up. I've met a lot of talented people locally and outside, and I still believe Swaziland has, great talent. I've been to many places, and when I do juxtapose, I find that Swaziland is not too far off. If you compare it fairly with the resources that we have and basically the whole vibe that's going on locally and the other peeps, I don't see that much of a gap. I mean, we just put out some good music with these guys right here, and basically these guys are not big shots or fat cats and all that. These are just humble people that I know, and we're telling real life stories about what we've been through, about what we know, and about what we're trying to share with the whole world. So basically what I'm trying to say to you is Swaziland, where it's at right now, it's at a stage where it's at a crossroads. It's not entirely dependent on the artist or entirely dependent on the audience, but there's a whole lot of fields that need to step in and lift it up to the place that it's supposed to be, and that involves government and it involves a whole lot of stuff. But yeah,
Swiss, you have dropped before, correct? Your perspective on where we at and where we going, what do you say?
Oh man, I think Teabag has covered like most of the crucial points, bro. For me, where I see the industry in Swaziland right now, I feel like it's kind of stagnant, bro. It's stagnant in terms of artists' personal growth, artists' ability to take care of themselves through their art. It's stagnant, my G.
Yeah, I feel
I haven't dropped on the bigger platforms. I think I only have one track out on DSPs, and it's not even my track. It's Original's track at Taonyana. And from that, it's just like, okay, cool, At least there's this way to like make money, but then you can't make that much money off streams, bro. There has to be some other avenues that come through and connect, and then you can be able to eat. So I feel like right now Swaziland's music industry is very stagnant. It's very limited, and like Teabag said, there's so much room for growth. The artists are exceptional, bro. Like when I look at artists from Swaziland, sometimes I mean like a top tier artist. I'm not talking about someone who's just trying. And we have top tier artists. It's just that you won't see that person's a top tier artist. So when I look at those people that have this talent, this great potential, bro, and I see it get wasted, I'm just like, man, dog.
Nah,
because we rarely get like platforms to gig, and if you're gonna get like a slot at a show, the pay won't be as satisfying. I'm not gonna put out figures, but like the pay won't be as satisfying, And then the platforms themselves, how many shows do they host a year? How many Swazi artists are they willing to put on those shows? You know what I mean? And then also the aspect of ill treatment, you know what I mean? I local act you know what I mean? That type of shit. So like we are literally stagnant, and we are stagnant because of how everyone else treats artists.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then genuinely I feel like Swazi artists, bro, like the state of music the world over, it's literally becoming watered down, dog. We need new faces in the industry that can actually carry or give out a proper message,
Interesting.
Because like now, if you're gonna be listening to the mainstream stuff, you're gonna be hearing Rich Baby Daddy, and there's someone who's actually speaking about real stuff.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's what I feel, bro.
Beezae, your tech, you dropped in a different kind of genre, but I think we are in the same space, the music in general.
Well, my perspective, Swaziland could turn around in a year or two, or it could take a century or two. And it all depends on if people are willing to make the necessary changes. I mean, when Swiss talks about how artists are treated, if you have a budget of $1 million and you've got 3 acts that are from South Africa, and say one says 50 grand, one says 250, one says, if a Swazi says 10, you're gonna say 10, and it's not even a fraction of what the others want, but just because it's a Swazi, like 10, I mean done 10, you know. And so that's the thing. 2, just also in terms of how we as artists treat ourselves and how we treat the work we do. I mean, you get into the studio, you work and you finish, and you haven't had conversations around splits and things like that, and you go and you drop a project. Clearly, you're not expecting it to make money, because if you're expecting to make money, you're going to put certain things in place so that when the money comes in, everyone is fine, no one is complaining, but are you eating alone? You know, such things. And then it gets also gets into artist collaborations. I feel like we're comfortable collaborating amongst each other, but we don't collaborate outside of music. And yet that's where, you know, we are going to be able to push harder. If I'm collaborating with a videographer, I'm collaborating with a makeup artist and a stylist and all of that. Number one, I'm not spending as much money as someone that's just getting the services. If we're collaborating and we have conversations around, this is as much as I can do, but this is what my platform can do and yours can do. So next time maybe the makeup artist has something like, yo, I just need a face or something. You're like, okay, sure, I'm here. If we open up to such collaborations, it's going to be so much easier for us to put quality work, because we can't put quality work because we can't afford quality work.
Interesting.
The quality that we have is our talent.
Yeah,
that's literally
that's
as much as we can. And then moving on to like making money off of it, I really feel like we are so limited by the space, obviously, and it's mostly we don't know the people that can get us to the next level. You know that you need A, B, C, D, you need these tools, or you need these kind of resources. But when it comes to who's supposed to get you there, you don't have that connection, and you don't even have a link to that connection. And yet, if maybe you were in class, you're studying tourism or something, and then one of your classmates now is something, then you have a link to say, yo, I have a project that's like this happening. How can we work? How can you incorporate now? Like, we don't have those type of links, and those who do hardly think about using them. Not only that, but when it comes to things like, you know, obviously the digital spaces, you're making money off of streams. It's not that much money.
Yeah, it's not a lot,
And we don't want to go the extra mile and say, wait, how else do people make money through music? Scoring, like how can I get my music in maybe films, maybe in TV, maybe in animations? People are gamers. If you feel like your music is a bit weird, people don't listen to it, maybe get your music into that space. Getting your music into spaces that really aren't in need of you to have masses. You know, we have 2-3 people, fine, get that. And we just don't think that far, which is very unfortunate. And those that do think that far rarely want to implement. You just think, yeah, I'm gonna, and you never really do. So that's my...
It's like, interesting. Then we have got Favor. Favor, what do you say?
Well, they've pretty much summed everything up.
All
but
right.
when I look at what happens from when you are a kid, as a child, the nurturing part, what they teach you and the culture around you, the norms and the societal standards. Well, each country has their own culture, and each continent the same or similar standards, you know. So when we come to look at Swaziland, we are looking at such a culture-centric country. They have a lot of stereotypes going on. There are still certain things against women and ladies that we're trying to overcome, especially when it comes to art. And not just about gender. Anyone basically, even if you try getting into filming and stuff, they're like, what will you even get out of that? Like, don't waste time in university trying to get into that. So as a whole, the arts and culture department is like lacking, and not everyone has come to realize the importance and the talent that is in there, because there really is a lot of potential. But that's the thing, without implementation, the graveyard will be the richest place where potential can be found. So until we get that injection that is going to propel us forward, we are always going to find ourselves being stuck in quicksand, because we are trying to make it on our own. And even if we do those collaborations, as my sister next to me, Beezae, said, then it's going to be difficult if we cannot just help each other out, and, you know, the bigger people or the people above us start realizing that. And by that I may mean like people to invest in this sector, because it really is neglected. So if we can start to like realize that sometimes the things that we say to children, the things that we say to the youth and everyone around us, it actually affects our mindset. For example, like I started writing music when I was in grade 4, and I really loved singing. But the only places where I'd actually get to perform this music was at church or at an event that my parents organized or that we were invited to. And because of my family and the background and the lessons that I'd been given growing up, because it does become lessons. You don't have to forget that music will not get you anywhere. And you are not Rihanna, you are not as lucky as her. So they're looking at the 4-leaved clover for that instead of the business mind and point of view of it. So the vantage point is really important. And that's what actually blocked me from even trying to get into recording now and connecting with producers and everything, because in my mind it's impossible. And that's what was instilled in me, and that's what got engraved. So now, as the existing society, the existing community, we need to scrape that off. We need to work on a new mentality and move on from that.
That's some fire words from all of you. Like, it's quite interesting, the perspective that you're bringing. Personally, like, I mean, just last week we were having a TEDx event where we were talking about merging music and traditional business. And the reason why we had that event is because personally I realized that there is no industry, like there is no music industry. Why I'm saying that, because for there to be an industry, there needs to be a whole value chain that's fulfilled by different stakeholders. So you can't only have farmers and then you call it an agriculture industry. You see, there are farmers, there are traders, there are the logistic companies. That becomes an industry, because there is a whole different types of farmers alone are not an industry. They are called farmers. Exactly, they are not called an industry. Then you come to the music industry. We have the creators, like the musicians, the poets, the whatever. Or they are all in the same level of the market chain. So we need the marketers. Similar style that the farmers use, that there's the logistic guys, there's the marketers who market, then there's ShopRite, there's all those different stakeholders, then that makes it an industry. So we don't have those in the, I mean, do we even have like proper labels in the kingdom? Like, we probably can name maybe 1 or 2.
Labels?
Yeah.
Nominally we do have labels, but technically I'd say no.
Yeah, because look at if someone is signed by Universal Records, for example, they put money behind the page. You are seeing their billboards. I've never seen an artist billboard. I've never seen an artist poster that's just advertising them, not like an event, like just advertising them like a sponsored page or something. Because it's for any industry to make money, there has to be an investment behind it. We do not. I like to say the market does not support local. The market supports value.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, no matter how much we want to cry and say support local, support local. Even us in here, if we're going to say buy gold, buy bread, I bet none of us are gonna go and check. Okay, is this really made in Swaziland or not? Like we just buy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Just to add on to what you just said, I think it goes back to what Favor just said. There's a whole lot of bad stuff that needs to be uprooted.
Yeah,
not only
exactly.
in the music. I mean, we could talk all day about this, about the problems that we have in our country, and which is exactly not what we're here for. But just to shed some light on that, nothing will ever change until we, the people, that start, looking at things into perspective and start, re-educating, because re-education is a process.
Yeah,
you start
exactly.
with unlearning
What you
the
learn,
old, and then you need to learn something new. So it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work at the drop of a hat, So it all comes back to the people, the artists. I mean, I haven't seen locally, these little, artist groups. I mean, you usually see in television and all that. And in America, they got support groups, like people who have like personal stuff.
Yeah.
Addicts, maybe crack addicts, maybe winos from the street. They come, they sit down, and they share what they have to say. I mean, pretty much something like that. We don't really have those platforms to vent.
Yeah.
And, throw our 2 pence and really, say what we want to say. I think it's the whole fear of expression that's affecting us. It trickles into many other stuff, because if you're afraid to be who you are, then there's no point in anything.
Yeah, there definitely is nothing. But I think this is the awareness, but then we need to go and do something about it, because if we just continue, we've had this look, I've been in the industry for days, guys. This is not the first time we're having this conversation, and what worries me is like there's no action. Like we keep on talking. When are we going to start doing something? I understand like it's not overnight, but we need to start doing this thing. Like she just mentioned, changing the status quo and allowing actually from the home itself. There's a movie, I don't know if you saw it, the movie that's being launched, Dream. That movie is fire. I saw the trailer. It has that concept where you're trying to be in the film industry, but there is no industry. So your parents are going to be worried. Naturally, if you were a parent, you probably do the same. Because there's no blueprint that you can follow. Like, for a doctor, we know you go to college, university, high school, university, you graduate. But for a musician, what are you going to follow in Swaziland? For a movie actor, what are you going to follow? So their concerns are really valid, but we need to start changing. My brother, you wanted to say something?
I love the topic that you were getting at, Maichi, because it's very interesting. I love the fact that you mentioned there being a blueprint to success if you wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
How many doctors graduate a year, Doug?
I have no. Do we even have a doctor's school in Swaziland? We don't.
We don't.
Yeah.
So all these guys have to go outside of Swaziland,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then we come back to Swaziland. How many teachers graduate a year,
Like
bro?
a lot.
How many of them are employed yearly?
Quite a few.
So there literally isn't a blueprint to success.
Yeah.
anymore. There's
Like,
literally not
We
a
have
blueprint
flipped
to
the whole
success.
script.
The one way that we can actually change this thing, in my perspective, my G, the mentality. Because we can speak and speak and speak, but then as long as you don't change how you think, as long as you don't change how you perceive things, you're not going to go anywhere, bro.
Yeah, nah,
You know,
definitely.
and it makes it even harder now if I'm going to be the only person that sees that and I change myself, then I try changing everyone else. Won't they think I'm crazy?
Yeah, they definitely will. I mean,
They
all
will-
the trailblazers are always assumed like they're crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to
You
think
gotta
you're
have that
crazy,
crazy
dog.
element.
And luckily, yes, you have to have that crazy element, but then I look at this small place that we are from. Okay, a friend of mine once told me, like, bro, if you want to succeed in this thing, don't consider Swaziland as your target market. The world is bigger. And I understood that, bro. I was like, man, because I always had it in me, like, no, dog, I wanna be big here.
Yeah.
Once I'm big here
Yeah.
and established here, then I'll go to the other places, bro. But then, like, how long is it gonna take me to get big here, bro?
It makes sense because I was
You know?
talking to Favor earlier about that issue of Swaziland being small. We are 1.2 million people. Let's go to youth. Youth is, how many? Is it 70% of Swaziland? 60, 65? 60. Okay, let's say 60. That's about, how much? 700,000 people, right? Youth. That's 13 to 35. Now let's go to the youth that listen to hip hop. Let's have that. That's 375,000. The youth that can afford to stream, we're gonna have that number again to like three quarters. We're left with like about 50K. Now, youth that listen to your type of hip hop, we're gonna cut it again. So the market is very, very small. Now it goes back to the conversation that was said earlier that I wanted to address about event organizers asking, what are you gonna do with the 10K? You remember what you asked that? What you gonna do with the 10K? Now the issue let's take it from a business perspective. We have halved the number that we started with. We're at about 10K people that you look at the streams actually, yeah. Look at the Spotify streams. Look at the numbers that people are getting. I was looking at like 300 monthly listeners. So if an event organizer wants to take you for an event, he's looking at your Spotify. You've got 345 listeners a month. For him, it's business at the end of the day. How is he gonna book you?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, may I answer that?
Yeah.
As someone who has performed, bro, like I've been performing for a while, and I've been releasing music for a while. So when I look at my numbers, bro, let's say the organizer is selling tickets for like $100, right? I know with the numbers that I have and with the people who are loyal to me
you, yeah.
and my base, I can make the 10K you're gonna pay me by just calling 100 of my friends over, dog.
Okay.
You've made that 10K. Give me my 10K. You know what I mean? I proved my worth. The other acts are also going to bring in their own people as well. I'm not saying that the organizer has to pay me the 10K. That's just an example.
Yeah.
But like if I'm able to bring in 100 people for an event where you're selling your tickets
Yeah,
at $100, that's 10K already, dog. At least give me half. At least give me half, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As someone who's actually seen the spaces, I feel like it would be worth looking into. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you're just putting this person on your poster for no reason, dog. I'm going to share the poster.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
And
mean?
then you
My parents are going to share the poster. Everybody's going my friends are going to share the poster. You know what I mean? So there's value being added into just this small piece of paper or just this digital artwork, bro. That's just going to go around everywhere. So now when it comes to your event date, you find the gates packed. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
At least give me the cut that's worth me, bro.
You want your share.
As an artist, you know, there's so many things I can say, but I've also been in a space where I've worked with people that organize
The
certain
event.
events.
Yeah.
And you know what Swiss is saying? That becomes part of the question. Say, okay, you're saying you want us to pay you 25 grand. You want Hennessy. You want Moet, Shandong. All of these things. You want all
The
these
fancy
things.
names.
You know, it's like, okay, if we just give you those tickets and say, okay, you want 25 grand? Let's give you tickets worth 25 grand. Can you sell those tickets? If people come watch me, if I say I'm worth 25 grand, can I go with my tickets to my people and say,
and then
each ticket is $100. Come see me do my thing that you love. Is that possible?
that's a very valid question.
Exactly. That's where event organizers come from, and it's a very valid thing. But unfortunately, we're at a space where all the people that love my work, that really just would come, most of the time can't afford it at that time. So now it becomes unfair. Like, yeah, they would be willing to pay it, but half of them are really not employed. And if they have $100, they're gonna buy electricity units or something. So it becomes that. And then also another thing about, being the side of things is that a lot of artists get in the superstar vibe knowing
way earlier before
okay, please, here's an event here, fine, they get there, okay, pay me 5 grand, maybe let's say pay me 5 grand. You say, fine, I'll pay you that 5 grand. Here's a poster, share the poster. I'm not a promoter, me, I'm an artist. They already start saying these funny stuff. It's like, look, we really, the same way we artists have challenges, promoters have challenges because they're in an industry that's really not respected.
Yeah.
So they also have the stress of trying to say, guys, we've got dope artists. Come watch these artists. So they also have the same level of stress here and there. It's just that it starts feeling some type of way because we perceive them as having access to a lot more than we do. And once you're inside, I know for me, once I got inside, I started realizing that, well, these people kind of have the same level of stress,
They do.
I saw Spirit
You
of
can say it,
I
don't
saw,
worry.
I saw an event called Spirit of Hip Hop.
Yeah.
That's for hip hop heads. And I thought
It will be packed.
Ipatya Manika.
Yeah.
Awekula Manika.
We ended up going, I remember.
Because we were from the TEDx there.
Yeah.
You get there and Amanika Alele and
Exactly. We are with you.
We
in
brought
spirit.
Maclera, guys. Maclera, guys.
No, it was.
And
like
some
the
people
numbers.
still love MT. And where are you guys? It's $100. Where are you guys? So there's just so much that comes. Then you start understanding that event organizers also have the same level of stress, really. The business side of things is a bit tricky. It's not black and white.
Yeah, exactly. It's not straight up. Yeah, it makes sense because it's not only the spirit of hip hop that we can give reference to. I've noticed even, for example, Luju, when local acts are playing, observe the numbers. I saw the difference between Loyiso's performance and I think just before him there was a local act, if I remember very well. The difference was very visible, and I was backstage, so I could
You could really tell.
the people were pressing towards the stage when Loiso was playing. When the local artist was, you can guess what was happening.
That's
So
when we go eat.
If for example the event organizer, right, House on Fire, is looking at that, to them they're like, let's get Loiso again next year. And whatever Loiso is gonna say, let's pay him. You see, so I don't know what we need to do as the creators. Remember when I mentioned the creator vibe, I don't know what we need to push so that we can influence the market to have the same kind of following that those guys have. I don't know if that's possible.
There's a friend of mine who said, Doug, if you want to be seen as that person, if you want to be him, basically, if you want to be him, you have to live like him. You know what I mean? You have to do everything like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how am I now, as a Swazi artist, going to get the same reception as Loyiso when almost everyone who's in the crowd doesn't know my music?
Yeah. They can't even sing along.
They don't know my music,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? It's like, we don't have the. It all goes back to the same thing that Favor and everyone was saying before, and I'm gonna reiterate, bro. It's like we need the backing more than anything, dog. Financially, fan wise, everything. Like we need the backing. You know, that's the only way we can be able to eat off this music, bro. It's actually so sad, bro, that this person will be putting their all out on stage, bro. The songs that they recorded and all the music that they're gonna be performing, it's their hard work, bro. But during their set, everyone's just walking around eating, bro.
Nobody pays
paying
attention.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we're only there as the creator supporting, because we know it's Beezae singing at Luigi this year. We're like, yeah, Beezae, let's go.
Yeah. And also, sorry to cut you short there, my brother. Basically, what Sanila is saying and what we've been raving on about, I think it all comes down to culture. When I say culture to me is like swagger. It's how you carry yourself, how you've been taught to do things. I don't know what it is with black folk. And when I say this, I mean the entirety.
Yeah, like all of us.
Like the whole of Africa. Anyone that has melanin in their pig. Like I swear it, my
Yeah.
look at, I'll make a very practical example. No disrespect to local peeps. Asbuga Emandia. Yeah, I understand. Look at what these guys doing. These guys come here literally with nothing. You understand? They get here, they get all the support from their brothers that they meet locally.
Exactly.
You understand? If you don't have stock, if you don't have soap, I have it. How's I give you soap, my brother? You give me toothpaste.
Yeah.
And I put it in my shop.
Exactly.
You understand? Because life is about that. The essence of it. I mean, sharing is caring. But black people, oh my God, I'm not even going to buy in your store. You open up a store and I'm not buying bread from that joint. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So, you understand, my brother? So, what I'm trying to say is we need to look into it with honesty. Without even, drawing boundaries, if it's music, if it's politics, if it's whatever, Ubuntu, like,
just in general. You just said something when you said Ubuntu. It reminded me of the concept we say Ubuntu.
Yes.
I actually believe that we don't have.
No, Ubuntu, we don't have.
We don't have. We just
don't.
say it, but
no, we don't.
We
don't live it.
We don't live
We
it.
don't
It's
live
just
it
a
anymore.
statement.
No,
I don't know
brother.
who said it in the past. It stayed there.
Brother, like I'm saying. So yeah, man, to sum it all up, I think what everyone was saying and what I've just said, it all comes to that. Before we even think of venturing into anything.
Exactly.
We need
That's
to fix,
the foundation.
Those bread and butter issues, basically about trade, about business, about everything. Before we even get to that, let's fix ourselves first. As people, without having tags, I'm a rapper, I'm a vocalist, I'm a producer. Without we even use all that, we are only but human first. You understand?
Nah, that's fine, man.
If we catch that, then I think we're good to go.
Anyway, on a lighter note, I think let's drop some buzz here. We can't finish this thing without hearing. We got two rappers, two vocalists. Like, we got mics. What don't we have?
Why didn't you tell me about this? Okay, it's a whole.
Let me drop the mic. My job is done.
All right, I'm gonna give the people something. Yeah, man, this is Teabag, and yeah, man, thanks for listening. This has been the basically promo podcast for Cup of Tea. So I'm gonna hit you with a little something in case you don't know how I sound, on the streamers and all that. So, okay, let me get some. Oh, okay. German literature, how do I say these? Dreams of a Mercedes is all that kept me coming like crack back in the 80s. Shout out to crack babies, black sheeps, crooked smile, thug style, juveniles, black slim shadies, white Dr. Dre's, and then the black Kennedys, Barack and Michelle glasses up for the deal, scream, color ain't a thing, it's all in the brain, go ahead and do your thing, duck the cameras and the fame, go ahead and lose them, homie, just like Django did the chain.
Wow.
Okay. Where do I go from there? Let's put a lady in between, bro.
Anyone can go. Do we have the cameras on them? Do we have on them before we continue?
Yeah. Beat, don't you want to do a poem or something?
Hello, song. She don't want to hear
Let me see. Okay. Goes like, my dad told me I'd be anything that I want to be. If I took my shot, I'd land up on a star. But now I'm pressured by these situations that test me for the better because they know just who I are. Trying to raise a baby, that's like trying to raise the bar. Trying to get a cherry, that's like trying to buy a car. Friday night sipping Bloody Marys at the bar because these cocktail honeys is cockier than we are. But this real life hitting me deeper than any drill does. Maybe hurt is the only time that they feel us. I was 20 plus years and I felt stuck. Quicksand coupled with gravities where I came up. SD's finest, I ain't bragging. Nobody give a fuck where you are or what happened. I was looking in the mirror lately just laughing. Thinking how I went from a goat to a has-been. Damn, okay, shit. I forget the rest, bro. But yeah.
Since it's a rap thing, we'll excuse the girls.
We'll excuse the girls because it's a rap thing, but yeah.
We gotta dominate this.
Wait, we got Favor and we got Beezae. What are you gonna get? You just gonna watch? Come on. There's no watching here. What do you say? Are you gonna give us something or what?
Now let the ladies go.
All right, no big. Teabag and Swiss. Anyway, guys. It's really been amazing listening to your guys. I really love the work you're doing. The music is amazing. It's unfortunate that the market is just small. We need to push it. Guys, if you're watching this today, send it to everybody. We're gonna link it in the description below so that everyone comes to the party. Anyway, before we go, anything that you wanna say to the people? Any one of you or all of you? Yeah, Beezae?
I got something to say. Guys, after you've listened, make sure you take your time with Code Red. Make sure you take your time with Code Red. Oh yeah, because that's my favorite.
Exactly.
That's my favorite.
That is a fire one.
She's been stressing about Code Red.
Listen, when we just finished recording with Teabag, he just sent me a bit of stuff. It's like, yeah, Susan, I did this. I listened to Code Red. I was like, I know. I didn't know it was Code Red then. It was just a jam.
Yeah.
So this is it. Yeah. And then we had an event, Sundeck Rooftop, you know. And
you remember that?
You know, time to perform. You know, vibes are there. We're doing a thing. First, it's me and him. We're killing it. It's fun. Hi,
Code Red comes.
Code Red comes. First of all, that beat tells you it's about to go down.
Yeah, it is.
It's about to go down.
That's like 70s, 80s hip-hop vibe.
Yo,
it's that boombox thing.
Yo, you're thinking, hey, something's about to happen. You're already shaking your head like, hey, okay. What's next? Swiss comes in. You know how Swiss is very chill.
Yeah. And
see how he's always chill.
He
was like this, so and then he just kept going. I was standing there. I was like, I know. There's this guy. Who's this DJ? I think it's Offiz. He was moving. Everyone was going crazy. We're like, what's happening? What's this song? What's this song? And then they took forever to drop. So guys, make sure you go for that particular. Like, it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Everything else is still amazing though. Like, it's really amazing. I think this project is something that 10 years from now you can sit back and think, you know, where the money at? Or hey, the revolution, you know.
That is amazing. Anyone else?
Yeah. Oh, you gotta say something. Say something, man.
Make sure you guys listen to Cup of Tea by Teabags, an author, featuring myself, Swiss, aka Buddha number 1, and my sister B, and my sister Favor, and my sister Sway, and my nigga Size Killer. Make sure you just listen to everything. Like Beezae said, dog, it's a very amazing project. We put our all into this, and yeah, man, new music coming from Swiss as well.
That is fire.
All right, then you can talk later. I'll wrap it up.
Okay. Well, since we're all leaving behind important notes, do note that this is from a very talented somebody. Teabag, I respect you a lot. I respect you a lot. So make sure that when you do listen to it, you open you open even those ears. I do not know, we cannot see them, but those ears, just close your eyes and try listening. Don't listen once, don't listen twice. Listen until it actually speaks to you. You know, you will hear it say something to you today, the following day it will say something else. So that is what I keep getting. It's a whole experience, honestly, if you look at it from not just an artist's point of view, but you look at it from a creator's point of view, a consumer, be anything, and it will give you everything. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, man. I mean, I can't be blowing my own horn and ish, so.
Oh, you can't be blowing your
I
own
can't
horn.
be saying, go get it, guys.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
blowing up. Let me say it for you.
No, but all I'm gonna say is, man, these are real life stories, real people, real everything. What I'd like to say is basically what we spoke about. Please try to put your minds to this. It's very serious and it's very, depressing what's happening locally. Like, I know a whole lot of people that can do better, that I believe are super talented and all that, but they're afraid to come out because of what's happening. You understand? So yeah, basically, this whole bring me down vibe that's going on locally, we should do away with it. Try hold hands, try to merge efforts. I am my brother's keeper. That's what the code says. That's how I was raised. So once we lose that, we lost everything. So yeah, the project is an 8-track EP. So the track list comprises of 8 songs, and yeah, go get it, man. I mean, we write this music with our hearts. We try to tell you guys something. So go listen to it. If it speaks to you, good and well. Maybe we can have more rappers. I mean, we tired of the same scene. It doesn't have to be B, Swiss, Favor, anyone. Anyone call me up. Just do something. If it's plausible, if it's workable. I mean, of course, don't bring no trash, because we're not about that. We're trying to pick up the whole
Raise the
bar
standard,
thing and all that. We can't be letting ourselves down. So yeah. If you're sure about it, come on up and let's work. But if be dilly-dallying about it, go put in the work until you're sure you can come and work with everybody. I'm looking at more collabos, more, everything that has to do with teamwork, because it makes the dream work. Other than that, much love. Teabag is an author. You guys been so amazing. Thanks for having us, Mr. Mushambi.
After that, I got nothing to say. Guys, just go watch the thing. Thank you. Peace, and we're out.